I've been posting another video. I know it has been so long, but we're on vacation. So new setup. If you hear a flipping stupid air conditioner, that's air conditioner because we're in a hotel room. Obviously, why would we not have a hotel room? Do you expect us to live on the streets, man? Okay. So this is a different map because I'm too lazy to find one that actually looks good. So we're gonna be doing what if Carthage won the Punic Wars. The second Punic War is what we're gonna be doing. Battle of Zama. Okay, so I had to do tons of research. I'm a nerd. I get it. Okay. Shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. But everybody has been worrying, when are we going to get a video? When are we going to get a video? And the last time I saw a comment was 3 days ago. But I know people that say, I'm underrated. I get it, I'm underrated. Well, 10 subscribers, boy. We're getting on a better start. We used to have only 6 subscribers for a good channel, and we don't talk about my past. If you don't have our subscriber that is still watching my videos from the past dude, we don't talk about him, but his name is something with electric in it. You already know my main channel, Electrified Z2, where I make the music. I'm not posting music anymore. Well, I am, but it's gonna be a long time because it takes a long time to make an album, you idiot. Okay, so right here, Zama. That's the part we're going to be looking at. Battle of Zama, this is a quick overview for you, is when Scipio Africanus, met Hannibal in a battle, and he won. But what if he lost? What if he lost? What about that? And we have over here, they're controlling their supply, but Hannibal's back in Africa, and what if he still remembered his home advantage? What if he was able to defeat them? That's the entire point of the video. Okay, so let's go to the point. Okay, right here, Zama. Here's the forces. Here are their setup. They have their cavalry. But thing is, why did they split? They split so the Carthaginian elephants would go through. But what if the cavalry was able to outmaneuver them? This is the flat plains. The Roman cavalry would be able to have an advantage, but what if the Carthaginian cavalry was so better? So we get it. Rome is green, so let's grab that. So we have this color right here. Make it a little bit lighter. This color right here, make it a little bit lighter. So we're gonna have Romans with their cavalry, Carthaginians with their cavalry. So what's gonna happen first is, okay, let's do that. The Carthaginians are going to ram their cavalry into the Roman ones. They're going to bring in their elephants, which would confuse the Romans and give them a chance to ram them in. And now that they're starting getting pushed in, they start pushing themselves back into this position. And this position, when you see in battles, it's not good, because it seems like, oh no, they're going to get encircled. But the Roman cavalry is, guess what? They are fleeing, which gives the Carthaginian cavalry enough time to turn back around, and now they are going to ram the Romans. Now that the Romans are in a bad position, Carthage uses this chance and forms the encirclement. This encirclement was so bad that the Romans started getting split in two. Now Scipio, he is in the middle of all this right here, and Hannibal's right here. Right here, the Romans are going to attempt to flee, which is not good for their situation, because they really can't, oh god, sorry about that, but they really can't get away. So right when they're about to do this, Scipio gets captured by Hannibal, and Hannibal literally, in the middle of this battle, literally stabs him through the neck. Yeah, he literally died from Hannibal. And then Hannibal wrecks in here. The Romans are now stuck. They have a chance to flee, but they weren't fast enough. They get consumed. And this is the remains from the Battle of Zama. Yeah, really cool, right? But I just copied a phrase from YouTube, didn't I? Yeah, I did. But Hannibal goes to Carthage. Right now, the Romans are going to be pushed back completely. Yeah, sorry, I was for that stop. I was literally looking through a window because we're in Oklahoma and flipping storms going on. Of course, because that's what happens in Oklahoma. And we are now looking right here as Hannibal eradicates here. But he is not going to go through New Carthage. No. He's sending his military right here so they can start pushing in right here. This giant line, he's spreading out his troops now. He's giving so much orders. He's invading deeply into Spain, and it seems like the Romans are not going to be able to do it. Hannibal's son now. Hannibal had a son in this universe. Cool. I think he had one in real life. I don't know. But the heck? Sorry about that, guys. We were in the hotel. People in the hotel were getting weird. I could probably cut the video again, maybe. Hannibal's son now, he trains him to go fight. In this fight, they literally go. He is taught how to literally raid cities. Because the first city he's going to actually raid by himself is, I don't know how to pronounce it. God is. Hold on. Cadiz. Yeah. Cadiz. And he raids the city, burns it to the ground. Literally burns it to the ground. Like everything. Burns to the ground. Oh. No, let me fix that. Okay, better. These lines finally touch and they are able to unite soldiers, and this is going to be good for Hannibal at this point. But Hannibal's now back in Sicily, baby, and he's going to do what he used to do. Absolutely whoop Rome. And this, bam. He literally conquers it in only 7 days. Just kidding, he does it in 2 days. Yeah, this universe is really overpowered. I'm not. He arrives in the boot of Italy. And at this point, he has the entire okay. Now he is not Rome is not in a position to keep on fighting. They literally just got reconquered, lost all their territory in get kicked back in Africa, lost one of their greatest generals at the time, and the Fabian strategy is not going to work anymore for them because Hannibal already figured that out. So if they don't fight him, they're going to have to be forced to fight his son, and his son is just as good as him in this universe. So Rome is in a bad situation to do really anything at this point. And let's see if we fast forward like a year. And got him. This is just a year in here. Let's see what happened. And oh my god. Seriously, man, these dudes literally conquered almost all of Spain's games. But they just have to do a few more things if they want to conquer their old games. So I'm trying to be as energetic as possible because I'm on vacation and I am energetic because I keep on drinking all this soda and it tastes good. Okay, but enough of that rant. Let's see if Hannibal tries to march on Rome at this point. He already attempted the march on Rome in the real universe, but he never really did it. Rome just Hannibal's at the gates. But he's not gonna do this. He's gonna invade Capua first. And now they're going to attempt to march on Rome, but they're not going to fully do it they're going to move their army slowly, and when they're at the gates, Hannibal goes away. He goes here and goes up this river. And over here, since it's a river, there's probably tons of farmland. Well, in this universe. So he wrecks the farmland first. And with this farmland being wrecked, they literally just lost all their access to any farms. The only farms left are all in this area, but that's almost under the control of Hannibal. And Hannibal now is going to completely encircle Rome slightly, but he's going to keep the Romans on their feet in this and make sure that they will just drive them crazy, so they will want to go out and try to fight him. And when they try to fight him, he will engage his plan. He will flee all the way to over here, where he leads his army. He leads his army in the night during the chase. The Roman. Okay, hold on. I have to erase this. Okay, but this fleeing will tire out the Romans, and then. Okay, hold on. This lore sucks. So this is actually going to be his son. His son is going to move up here, and then Hannibal will invade Rome. And let's see if that plan even works. And now the Romans are officially now driven crazy, and they think that Hannibal's at the gates now. So they release his army, and then he starts fleeing. His son starts fleeing. But during this, now Rome is under Hannibal's hands, and Rome slowly starts to burn down to the ground. His son chases back to meet his father, where they will encircle the Roman army. His son will march on the south, and Hannibal will march on the north. Which this closing will finally suffocate all the Romans and their own soldiers and die out. And now Hannibal has burned down all this farmland. So this farmland thing is really driving the Romans' economy all the way down, really down. So this will literally cut off all their money sources, and they will have to try to face off against Hannibal again. Hannibal will go over Po River. Okay. So over here, this is Hannibal. But the Romans are actually going around here. Their boats are now right here at this point. Hannibal sees that. Hannibal releases his army to go up here, and then they ambush the Romans. But the Romans have a secret up their sleeves. A giant army. This giant army will scare off the Carthaginians, but the Carthaginians weren't the type to do that. So when the Romans are over here, they actually keep on moving. They move south, where they are facing off against Hannibal, but they jump into the water. Key is they know which way the river flows. The Hannibal doesn't. So they start swimming because they know how to swim, but Hannibal's army isn't trained in that category. And as they keep on moving right here, they wait for the Carthaginians, which are stuck in the flow at this point, to try to swim towards them. And then the Romans know that the tide changes at this point, because in this universe I'm trying to get down a single feet, which will eventually go away, probably. But this point starts flowing this way, so the Carthaginians try to paddle towards them, but then the Romans are able to go away, leaving a Carthaginian cavalry group to be sunken and die in the ocean. At this point, Hannibal is now facing off against a giant Roman army. The other Roman army comes behind them, and then they send off their cavalry. And another piece of cavalry are literally right almost in the water, but they keep on pushing. But that leaves them to swim away over to here. What the heck is this? What? Okay, hold on. I do not know what that was. But now Hannibal, he examined all their forces. So Hannibal makes a decision. And that decision is to whoa. I do not know what that was. Oh, black screen that. Okay. Hannibal smashes through a piece of cavalry. And that absolutely wrecks the Romans. And as that cavalry flees, because the horses want to go away, and Hannibal takes that chance and flees. This battle was brutal for the Romans. Pretty good. Actually, pretty brutal for Hannibal, because he literally lost the battle. But of this, a giant blockage was formed, because many soldiers and cavalry people from Hannibal died because of this, and that blocked up the river. But then Hannibal was not going to go away that easily. He was going to go back to the Po River, and this time he was going to take over it. Yeah, took over it, like, entirely. Even opened the stream, because they make sure that no Romans were alive. And this was pretty bad, because that was the rest of their farmland. Over here, who led that army? Which was a soldier named Scipio Africanus Jr. Yeah, he had a son in this universe, I guess. But with that, we mark the end of the Alpine Mountains over here, because they literally just lost all the access to it. And now, Scipio Africanus Jr. would have died in a battle. Right here is the Battle of Corsica. Yeah. Scipio Africanus Jr. was in here training his army. But when Hannibal made a sneak attack, he encircled him with his cavalry. Hannibal came in himself to his army, and the cavalry started bombarding them, which wiped out him in this ambush that left Rome in shambles, which would eventually mark the end of the Roman Empire, as they made a choice. Scipio Africanus's cousin, which in this universe, would have said in the Roman council, Fabian would say in the council that Carthage shall have won. Hannibal has overpowered them. They have lost their heart, the heart of Rome, the Roman city of Rome. And that had doomed their economy since the start. There's no point in fighting, and they had surrendered. And that left Rome depressed, losing all their territory, not even a country anymore. Can't even be called an empire. Just a figment of the imagination now in all of Africa, a word that's just still talked about in only private conversations, only whispered about. And that word was Rome has fallen, declared by many Roman citizens after this fall of their empire. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do today. So hit that like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watched it to the end, I love you, and I am out. Peace.